Hello and thank you for tuning into News Today, where we break down the day's top stories with precision and clarity. Without delay, take a look at the headlines first. Montreal Protocol effective in reducing emissions of ozone-depleting substances, says study. Global Trends report forced displacement in 2023 released by United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Ministry of Finance released guidelines for arbitration and mediation in contracts of domestic public procurement. Tracking SDG 7, the Energy Progress Report 2024 released. Researchers find new way to cool supercomputers. Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation released first All India survey on AYUSH. In our very first news, a recent study has found that the Montreal Protocol has been effective in reducing emissions of ozone-depleting substances or ODS. The key highlights of the study indicate that the impact of hydrochlorofluorocarbons or HCFCs on Earth's energy balance and the globally averaged chlorine content of ODS in the troposphere has decreased since 2021, 5 years earlier than the expected timeline of 2026. HCFCs are compounds containing carbon, hydrogen, chlorine, and fluorine. The study noted that HCFC22, the most abundant HCFC, has declined significantly. This is crucial as its global warming potential is thousands of times more than carbon dioxide. HCFC22 is widely used as a refrigerant in air conditioners, cold storage, and retail food refrigeration systems. Additionally, a minor decline was observed in HCFC141b, the second most abundant HCFC. It is used as a blowing agent in the production of rigid polyurethane foams. India has achieved a complete phase-out of this substance under the ODS Regulation and Control Amendment Rules of 2014. This is in line with India's commitment to the Montreal Protocol for substances that deplete the ozone layer. Further, let's understand what is ozone and ozone-depleting substances or ODS. ODS are human-made chemicals containing chlorine and bromine like chlorofluorocarbons and HCFC. They can reach stratosphere where they undergo catalytic reactions, further leading to destruction of ozone. Stratospheric ozone or good ozone are found at 10 to 40 km above Earth's surface and protects Earth from the UV radiations of the sun. Additionally, ozone formed in troposphere is harmful and is called bad ozone. Wrapping up, let's take a look at the Montreal Protocol that has played a pivotal role. The Montreal Protocol, signed in 1987, is a global treaty aimed at eliminating the production and use of ODS. It was implemented under the Vienna Convention adopted in 1985. The Kigali Amendment to the Montreal Protocol, adopted in 2016 and entered into force in 2019, aims to phase down the production and consumption of hydrofluorocarbons, which are non-ODS alternatives to CFCs and HCFCs, but have a GWP thousands of times higher than the carbon dioxide. In conclusion, the findings of this study highlight the success of the Montreal Protocol in reducing emissions of ozone-depleting substances, paving the way for further efforts to protect the Earth's ozone layer and mitigate climate change. In our next news, the United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees has released the Global Trends report on forced displacement for the year 2023. Forced displacement refers to situations where people are compelled to leave their homes due to factors such as persecution, violence, human rights violations, disasters, food insecurity, and the impacts of climate change. Let's delve into the key highlights of the report. As per the report, the number of forcibly displaced people stood at a staggering 117.3 million at the end of 2023, with 40% being children below the age of 18. Out of this figure, 68.3 million were internally displaced people. These were individuals who were forced to flee but never crossed an international border, remaining displaced within their own countries. The report highlights that a significant 73% of refugees originate from just 5 countries: Afghanistan, the Syrian Arab Republic, Venezuela, Ukraine, and South Sudan, underscoring the ongoing conflicts and crises in these regions. The influx of displaced people can have a profound impact on host countries, leading to population shocks caused by a sudden increase in population in a particular geographical area. Additionally, host governments face public expenditure shocks as they increase spending to accommodate the displaced populations. Furthermore, demand and supply shifts in labor and consumer markets can result in job losses, wage reductions, and economic hardships, especially for informal, low-skilled, young, and female workers in host countries. To cope up with these challenges, the report mentioned certain recommendations. It recommended resettlement to third countries that can act as a protection tool and a solution for people facing displacement. Also, it suggested to enhance integration of refugees through education and labor mobility. Lastly, it talked about allowing refugees and asylum seekers to enjoy right to start new lives, regulated by national and international law. Wrapping up, let's take a quick look at the details of United Nations High Commissioner for Refugees. Headquartered at Geneva, Switzerland, it was formerly known as the Office of the High Commissioner for Refugees. UNHCR was established by General Assembly of United Nations in 1950 in the aftermath of the Second World War. Its purpose is protecting rights and building a better future for people forced to flee their homes because of conflict and persecution. It is present in 135 countries and received Nobel Peace Prize in 1954 and 1981. In conclusion, the UNHCR's Global Trend Reports underscores the urgent need for global cooperation and action to address the root cause of forced displacement and provide support and protection to those who have been uprooted from their homes.
Moving on to the next news. Ministry of Finance released guidelines for arbitration and mediation in contracts of domestic public procurement. These guidelines aim to streamline the dispute resolution process for domestic procurement by government entities, addressing unique challenges faced by these entities when it comes to arbitration. So what is arbitration? It's a quasi-judicial process where a dispute is submitted by agreement of the parties to one or more arbitrators who make a binding decision on the dispute. This is a form of alternate dispute resolution governed by the Arbitration and Conciliation Act 1996, which was amended in 2021. Now, let's delve into the key points of these guidelines. Firstly, arbitration should not be automatically included in procurement contracts, especially in large contracts. This is a significant shift in policy. Moreover, arbitration may be restricted to disputes valued below Rs 10 crores. For those disputes where arbitration is used, institutional arbitration should be preferred. Additionally, mediation under the Mediation Act 2023 should be adopted wherever possible, particularly in high-value matters. These new guidelines could have several implications. The restrictions on arbitration, particularly for high-value disputes, might deter foreign investors. This could potentially complicate the ease of doing business, as India's ranking in enforcing contracts was low at 163rd in 2019, according to the World Bank. Additionally, these changes might pose obstacles to India's vision of becoming an international hub for arbitration. Further, if we talk about challenges faced by government entities with respect to arbitration, then it includes government officials, due to their transferable jobs, may not have deep knowledge of specific issues, putting them at a disadvantage against private parties. Furthermore, there are concerns about the integrity of arbitrators who may collude with private parties. The informal and binding nature of arbitration can sometimes lead to erroneous decisions and improper application of law. Moreover, many arbitration decisions are often challenged in high courts, which fails to reduce the burden on the judicial system as intended. In conclusion, the new guidelines from the Ministry of Finance aim to improve the arbitration process in domestic public procurement, addressing key challenges faced by government entities.
In our next news, a report by 5 custodian agencies, the International Energy Agency, International Renewable Energy Agency, United Nations Statistics Division, World Bank and World Health Organization, highlights the global progress and challenges in achieving Sustainable Development Goal 7. SDG 7 aims to ensure access to affordable, reliable, sustainable, and modern energy for all. Before delving into the key highlights, let's quickly take a look at SDG 7. Sustainable Development Goal 7, which is affordable and clean energy, has the following associated targets. 7.1 to ensure universal access to affordable, reliable, and modern energy services. 7.2 to increase share of renewable energy. 7.3 to double the improvement in energy efficiency. 7.8 to facilitate access to clean energy research and technology. And lastly, 7.b to expand supply of sustainable energy in developing countries. Coming back to the news, The key highlights of the report about SDG 7.1.1 reveals that for the first time in over a decade, the number of people without access to electricity has increased, reaching 685 million globally. The setback is attributed to factors such as the global energy crisis, inflation, and growing debt distress in many low-income countries. In India alone, 11 million people lacked access to electricity in 2022. Regarding its finding about SDG 7.1.2, report mentions that 2.1 billion people live without access to clean cooking fuels and technologies, leading to 3.2 million premature deaths each year. India has the largest share of the access deficit to clean cooking fuels, with 360 million people lacking access. On a positive note, in its finding about SDG 7.2, report highlights that the share of renewable energy in total final energy consumption stood at 18.7% in 2021. India has made significant progress in this area, with a 34.9% renewable energy share in its total final energy consumption. In its final finding about SDG 7.3, report further observes that average annual improvements in energy efficiency through 2030 must accelerate to over 3.8% to meet the target. The report also included certain recommendations. It recommends closing investment gap in emerging and developing economies. Also, it encourages significant investment, policy support, and deployment of RE. And lastly, new commitments to prioritize clean cooking within multilateral fora. Wrapping up, here are some initiatives for SDG 7 in India. Pradhan Mantri Sahaj Bijli Har Ghar Yojana with an objective of achieving universal household electrification. PM Surya Ghar Muft Bijli Yojana that is in line for providing up to 300 units of free electricity every month from solar rooftop. Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana to replace biomass as cooking fuel with LPG connections to women of BPL families. And lastly, National Mission for Enhanced Energy Efficiency to enhance energy efficiency in energy-intensive industries. In conclusion, the report underscores the urgent need for increased investment, policy support, and deployment of renewable energy, as well as new commitments to prioritize clean cooking solutions.
Ahead in the news, we explore a groundbreaking development in the world of supercomputing. Researchers from IIT Bombay and Centre for Materials for Electronics Technology, Pune, have proposed a new way to cool supercomputers using low-temperature co-fired ceramic or LTCC as an efficient alternative to the conventionally used copper for making cold plates. Let's start with the basics of cooling supercomputers. High-performance computing systems or supercomputers generate a tremendous amount of heat. To manage this, they use liquid coolants and cold plates that effectively dissipate heat. In liquid-cooled devices, coolants like deionized water are circulated through the system to remove excess heat. Cold plates act as heat sinks, transferring heat from the circuit components into the coolant liquid. Copper is currently the preferred material for these cold plates due to its high thermal conductivity. Now let's delve deep into the use of LTCC for cold plates. LTCC is a technology used to manufacture ceramic substrates for circuits. These substrates are materials on which electrical interconnections are printed and components like resistors and inductors are mounted. One of the remarkable advantages of LTCC is its ability to facilitate 3D circuit packing, making designs more compact and efficient than conventional printed circuit boards or PCBs. Researchers have found that LTCC can effectively cool microprocessor chips in supercomputers, providing a new edge in the cooling efficiency of these powerful machines. Speaking of supercomputers, let's delve a bit deeper. Supercomputers are the largest and most powerful computers equipped with multiple central processing units grouped into compute nodes. Their performance is measured in floating point operations per second. These incredible machines are pivotal in various applications including scientific research, space exploration, weather forecasting, climate modeling, and genomic sequencing. On the home front, India has made significant strides in supercomputing through various initiatives. The National Supercomputing Mission is a joint effort by the Department of Science and Technology and the Ministry of Electronics and Information Technology, implemented by the Centre for Development of Advanced Computing, Pune. Additionally, the India AI Mission aims to build a high-end scalable AI computing ecosystem under the India AI Compute Capacity. Moreover, international collaborations like the India-European Union cooperation on high-performance computing is a testament to India's commitment to advancing in this field through global partnerships. In conclusion, the innovative use of LTCC for cooling supercomputers marks a significant leap forward in enhancing the efficiency and performance of these vital machines. In our next news, let's delve into the fascinating insights from the first All India survey on AYUSH released by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation. Conducted by the National Sample Survey Office from July 2022 to June 2023, this survey sheds light on the awareness and usage of the AYUSH system of medicine across the country. So what did the survey reveal? A remarkable 95% of the rural population and 96% of the urban population aged 15 years and above are aware of AYUSH. Interestingly, AYUSH is predominantly used for rejuvenation and preventive purposes, followed by therapeutic or curative treatments. The survey also highlighted that during 2022-23, the use of AYUSH and the average expenditure incurred per person for the prevention or treatment of ailments was higher in urban areas compared to rural ones. For those wondering what AYUSH encompasses, it represents the traditional systems of healthcare, namely Ayurveda, Yoga and Naturopathy, Unani, Siddha, Sowa Rigpa and Homeopathy. Did you know India is the second largest exporter of Ayurveda and alternative medicine globally? The benefits of AYUSH are numerous. Negligible side effects, cost-effective treatments, individualized personal care, and it complements modern medicine. However, the AYUSH system faces several challenges. The healing process can be slower compared to allopathic treatments. There is a lack of qualitative graduation and post-graduation courses, limited research centers, and issues related to raw materials such as lower supplies and degrading quality. Moreover, a lot of infrastructure remains unutilized, including hospital beds, health human resources, and AYUSH hospitals and dispensaries. To address these challenges, several initiatives have been taken to promote AYUSH. The National AYUSH Mission, a centrally sponsored scheme launched in 2014 by Ministry of AYUSH, aims to strengthen and improve AYUSH healthcare services throughout the country. The Global AYUSH Investment and Innovation Summit 2022, held in Gandhinagar, Gujarat, aimed to promote agreements, mutual research, and increase the global reach of AYUSH. Furthermore, the WHO Global Center for Traditional Medicine was established in Jamnagar, Gujarat to accelerate global progress in traditional medicine. Other initiatives include the establishment of 3 national AYUSH institutes of eminence in Ayurveda, Unani and Homeopathy, the introduction of the AYUSH visa, and more. In conclusion, the first All India survey on AYUSH provides a comprehensive look at the growing awareness and usage of traditional medicine systems in India. The place in news for today is Italy with its capital Rome. It is in the news as recently the 50th G7 summit is set to be held in Italy. If we talk about its political features, it shares its land boundaries with France, Switzerland, Austria, Slovenia, Vatican City and San Marino. Its surrounding water bodies include Mediterranean Sea, Adriatic Sea in the northeast, Ionian Sea in the southeast, Tyrrhenian Sea in the southwest and Ligurian Sea in the northwest. Further, if we talk about its geographical features, its major mountains range are Alps and Apennines. Its highest point is Mont Blanc. The country is drained by rivers Po, Tiber, Adige and Arno. It has a Mediterranean-type climate.
As we conclude today's main news, let's take a look at some quick updates. Empowered Program Committee of the National Technical Textiles Mission has approved 7 startup proposals under the GREAT scheme. The Grant for Research and Entrepreneurship across Aspiring Innovators in Technical Textiles, or GREAT, is part of Research, Development and Innovation component of NTTM. Recently, a Hyderabad-based information insights and data analytics company has come up with zero-knowledge proofs blockchain technology in country for the first time. ZNP is a cryptographic protocol that enables users to demonstrate their knowledge or validity of specific information without revealing the underlying documents or facts that support it. South America's Pantanal wetlands is grappling with devastating wildfires. It is the world's largest tropical wetland spread across 3 countries, Bolivia, Brazil, and Paraguay. UN declared 2024 as International Year of Camelids to build awareness of untapped potential of camelids. Camels are found in Africa and Asia. They're considered as a state animal of Rajasthan. Armenia joins as the 43rd signatory nation to NASA's Artemis Accords for lunar exploration. Artemis Accords were established in 2020 by NASA in coordination with the US Department of State, together with 7 other founding member nations. There are 43 signatories, including India. NASA's Hubble Space Telescope observed the symbiotic system in Milky Way galaxy. It is a type of binary star system that consists of a white dwarf and a red giant. White dwarf is what stars become after they have exhausted their nuclear fuel. Odisha has opened all 4 doors of Sri Jagannath Temple for devotees, located in Puri, Odisha, and also called as White Pagoda. It is one of the 4 Char Dhams for pilgrimages in India. The centre approved the Uttarakhand government's proposal for renaming the Joshimath Tehsil in Chamoli district to Jyotirmath and Kotoli Tehsil in Nainital district to Pargana Shri Kenchi Dham. It is also known as the winter abode of Lord Badrinath. Before we sign off, let's challenge your understanding in today's installment of Test Your Knowledge. We appreciate your company. We hope you found this episode of News Today engaging. For the solutions to today's quiz and to access a PDF version of News Today, remember to visit the provided links in the description below.